What's up, guys? This is Kyrie with White Rabbit Psychedelics, and I get a lot of questions of, is it safe? If I take a microdose capsule, will I go crazy? I'm a little weary. So I just wanted to do a quick little video on what happens when you take a pill, and just let you know that nothing crazy is going to happen, nothing weird is going to happen. I got a capsule right here. This is pure grade A, psilocybin. I'm going to take a capsule, and I'm going to just show you guys that just nothing can happen.
The claustrum is a really thin sheet of gray matter in the brain, tucked deep within each of the hemispheres of the brain.
Fred believes the claustrum's central location and shape suggest it regulates communication between the departments.
What happens next is that we seem to observe a radical change in the way that brain regions talk to each other. And it may be within this context that we're experiencing learning and a possible even rewiring of the circuits that govern our behavior. And it may be that it's that radical reorganization that allows people to encounter new psychological insights that they hadn't encountered before.
It's almost like they've seen this kind of grand menu within their mind that they weren't aware of, that this greater number of possibilities that they can explore.
It's like reprogramming the operating system of a computer. You're getting down to very basic code level changes that can enduringly change someone going forward.
Crosby, Stills and Nash turned you on to LSD. What was that like? Tell me a little about that.
How much time we got?
About a minute. But you can do a lot in a minute.
A minute?
Yeah.
Okay, it took the fear of death away.
Really? That's a great answer.
One, yeah.
That's a great answer. But did it hold?
Yeah.
Do you have to keep taking it to not be scared? No, did it hold? Did the lack of fear, the losing the fear of death?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. Absolutely. Once you've lost the fear of death, it doesn't matter.
How did it, what happened to you? How did that manifest?
Oh, my dear. Have you heard of the white light? Have you ever heard of that?
Only when I'm going into Jersey.
Well, I went into this place that was the white light, where everything's okay.
Well, I think that's worth taking. Yeah.
And I think it ought to be mandatory that all our politicians should do it at least once.
That's a good suggestion. I remember reading that Cary Grant went on an acid trip also in the old days. So a lot of Hollywood people seem to like LSD.
Yes, and college students and high school students and doctors and lawyers and dentists.
The claustrum is a really thin
Hello? Hey, Clarence.
What's up, my guy?
Now, I need your help, bro. Remember that girl we saw at the club about a couple weeks ago?
You talking about Club Atrocious?
We was at Club Atrocious. Yeah. Now, remember the girl I hooked up with?
Hell no, I be drinking.
You don't remember? Okay. It was the girl that wore the legging dress. She had the natural quick weave.
Aquafina, nigga?
I knew you would know who I'm talking about. That's what I need your help with, man. She a great girl. I really like her. She cook, she clean. Man, she cook a hell of a pot roast. But it's one problem, man. One major problem, Clarence. And I think you can help me. Remember the other girl that you used to hang out with, Shaniqua?
Fish fry, nigga?
Yes, the girl that smelled like burnt pickle juice. The reason I'm asking you is because she smelled like, bruh, like I said, she is the perfect girl. But making love, it smelled like we making love to the back of a PS4. Man, I was hitting it last night and it smelled like dead fish, Clarence. What am I supposed to do with that, man?
Bro, just do what I did. I bought my girl a steam.
A steam?
From Colombian Exchange.
From Colombian Exchange?
Every time, it's fresh as a whistle, my guy.
How much is it, man? This sounds expensive, a boom steam.
Under a dub.
It's only around $20. Ooh, okay.
Man, you know me, I'm cheap as hell. They got any discounts running or anything?
Get 25% off now.
25%?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm doing the math right now.
Add it up.
Clarence, man, you a lifesaver, and what I gotta do?
Oh, it come with easy to read instructions.
Oh, it come with instructions and everything?
For shit show.
I'm happy that you know to go to Colombian Exchange, order a womb steam, and I'll get 25% off of it, no promo code needed.
It's basically a miracle.
Damn, Clarence, you a lifesaver, man. Hey, let's meet on Friday for fantasy football. I know football over, but I can't let it go, Clarence. I can't let it go.
Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. I'm going to do a quick video to see how that intro did. Today, I'm going to talk about one thing. And that one thing is Venus square Neptune. As we can see, or maybe we can't see, Venus is entering sidereal Sagittarius while Neptune is entering sidereal Pisces, and it's forming an exact square. So you can see over here Venus at 1 degree Sagittarius and Neptune at 1 degree Pisces, right? So we have an exact square. And of course people are like, all right, what does a square mean? I don't know what a square means. Well, I'm not talking about the fact that you ain't got no girls. I ain't talking about that type of square. Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. Hope everything is well. But a square, basic definition of a square, a potential for productivity through focus of energy, right? A square would be a situation where things appear bad, so you start to take care of business, versus a time where you was partying and having fun and kicking it. That's the opposite of a square. A square, just like, to the outside world, you could be like, damn, I'm struggling, but on the inside, you could just be doing what you need to do to take care of what you need to take care of. So it's like, oh, I want to have fun and I'm not having fun. It's the reason for that. It's a reason for everything, especially the negative things that are taking place. But the reality is, can you get down to business? When planetary energies conflict, we experience squares as conflict between parts of our personality. However, it can produce the greatest productivity through dynamic tension. So let's see how that shakes out. So we have Venus and the energy of Sagittarius, and Neptune and the energy of Pisces, right? The Sabian symbol for 1 degree of Sagittarius is finding the meaning within our struggles, which to me could be extremely paramount when discussing the spiritual journey, because usually we might fixate and focus in on our struggles. And when you do that on many different levels, from a hormonal level, from a mental level, from an emotional level, you're creating more struggle. But in a spiritual context, or following your soul, or what I like to call learning to love God, you find the meaning in your struggle. And that is the spiritual aspect versus any other aspect. You're going to take a herb, you're going to drink a tea, you're going to do an exercise, you're going to take a walk, you're going to figure something out to just simply find the meaning so you can be present, right? We don't want to be so far in the past or so far in the future. We want to be in the present. And if we fixate and focus in on our struggles, that's going to take us out of the present reality. But then it will continue on to say, it is an aspect of our life on earth that we will have a constant struggle against natural forces. I'm in Michigan right now. And as Michiganders, we are always under a constant struggle. It's almost like the summers are so perfect here that you're willing to go through shitty winters. But that is a constant struggle, right? Now, let's take it a step deeper. Mental health, emotional emotional dysregulation, hormonal imbalance. These are all constant struggles of the individual that are more than likely projected on people that are closest to us, because we don't want to admit to the constant struggle. We want to ignore the struggle within against natural forces, our emotions, our mind, and our hormones. And of course, other difficulties. Let's not add in our baby mama, right? Let's not add in our baby daddy. Then we got a whole nother set of constant struggle. So if you live in a world with constant struggle, do you give up or do you process the lessons? It's an opportunity with Venus squaring Neptune because it allows us to process our lessons. Now, what is the lesson in the lesson, one might say? Because we could go through this particular transit fixating on our mistakes and our struggles. But we're talking about Venus in this particular energy, so self-love, soul love, or deeper, learning to love God the same way God loves you. So I'm going to go forward into the Pisces understanding, because of course we're dealing with Pisces entering into Neptune entering into Pisces, right? And Pisces at this first degree will be at this first degree for a long time. So it's good to understand this energy. What is the energy we're talking about? Healthy exchange. Now, you got to go back to Venus and Sagittarius, where you are processing your struggles. You cannot imagine yourself to be the only one that has struggle. We all have struggle at a certain point, but that does not prevent healthy exchange, where we exchange ideas, goods, and services mindfully. Okay? And in this world, we can do nothing without cooperative interaction of some kind. Everything, I live in a house that I ain't built. I drive a car that I ain't built. I go to a restaurant that I ain't start. Like, a lot of things that I do in my life rely on other people. And because the things in my life rely on other people, it's a certain level of me that I have to bring to the table every day, because I just understand what I need from other people, that at some level I must be that. Now, this is just the energy. This is the energy of the collective unconscious. And the reality is that if you're not a part of the healthy exchange, you're not a part of the exchange at all. And that's the scary part of this reality that we're living in. You have to show up for other people, or else, that's why I'm doing this video, because I don't care if it's one person that just wants to hear spiritual information in a world, in a day where they're probably not going to hear no spiritual information. It might be my personal responsibility to talk the way that I'm talking, to provide a healthy exchange between myself and the listener, right? Because at times this is what I need. So, and this is just all information that I know, right? And speaking to the listener, what do you just naturally know? You should just share that. It might be nothing to you, but it might be everything to the next person, and that's a healthy exchange, right? So let's deal with some Eight of Wands energy. What is Eight of Wands energy? Eight of Wands energy Eight of Wands rules the first decan of Sagittarius. So when we fixate and focus on our relationships and the things that we love, and also finding the lesson in our struggles, we could deal with a lot of progress, right? A lot of movement, a lot of action, a lot of hard work paying off, right? But what's the key point of hard work paying off, right? Hard work. Once again, sudden action, right? This is a magical spiritual time, thinking on your feet. But of course, we're dealing with the square. So a square means that there's going to be an opposing energy. What would that opposing energy be? The Eight of Cups. What would the Eight of Cups be? It's amazing how spirit can work and talk to you. Abandonment, abandoning plans, walking away, letting go, traveling, escapism, reaching limits, self-analysis, self-discovery, introspection, looking deeper. So you have this selfish energy, which represents the Eight of Cups, right? And then you have this selfless energy, working with spirit and getting things happening, as far as the Eight of Wands. Now, it's very easy to be swept off your feet in this particular energy because you fixated and focused on your struggles, your whatever you're going through. However, I really think it's super important to understand personal responsibility, because we're talking about self-development, and we're talking about developing a closer relationship to ourselves, our soul, learning to love God more and more every day. That is your responsibility. I cannot love God for you, okay? Meaning I cannot love your soul for you. This is either something you can do or something you can't do, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be up to me to differentiate on whether you loved your soul good or not. But I'm going to read this to you. In the context of self-development, responsibility, also known as self-responsibility or personal responsibility, is the acknowledgement that you, the individual, through your thinking, feelings, and behavior, are in control of how you experience life. Not your money, not your relationships, not your kids, not your education, not where you live, not your status, not what you experienced in your life. None of that has anything to do with the actual experience of life. And that is the biggest trick, right? To think that because I have it or I don't have it, that's my experience in life. But wherever you're at in life, if you start to master how you think, how you feel, and your behavior, i.e., your psychology, your hormones, and you begin to regulate your emotions, regulate your hormones, begin to do the things in reference to your soul is telling you to do this. I'm going to do this step by step, point by point. I am in the present reality. I am in the flow of life. You can't help but to experience God's love for you. But this is your personal responsibility. The trick is everybody on YouTube acting like they can teach you how to do this, and they literally cannot do it for you. I cannot do it for you, and that's the reason why I'm gonna do a short video today, not a long video, because you got work to do. Anyways, the goddess that we could work with today, that showed up in Venus and Sagittarius, square Neptune and Pisces, is the energy of chaos, or the energy of Pambajira. Now, when we talk about chaos, when we talk about Pambajira, we are talking about the same thing. However, that's like me saying snow, right? And you think I'm talking about the shit that's falling to the ground, but I'm talking about the 90s Jamaican rapper, right? And I'm like, that nigga Snow is cold. And you like, I know the snow is cold. I'm like, man, that nigga busted a. You ever heard that song Informer by Snow? And you like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm lost. That's the same way as people define chaos as disorder, but there's also chaos with the K, in reference to a goddess. And I found that interesting, right? KHA, my initials, Kyrie Hassan Anthony. That's dope. Chaos, KHAOS, right? This is a deity. This is a goddess. And what she represents is the word chaos means gap, chasm, being the space between heaven and earth. Chaos was the mother and grandmother of the misty essences, as well as numerous emotion driving spirits. Okay, so when we talk about emotions and how we feel, it's good to purify our minds and our bodies, because 10 times out of 10, you are under spirit possession. So you got to get from point A to point B, and the goddess chaos can assist you with getting to point A to point B, but you got to realize that your ass is in limbo, right? If you don't see yourself in limbo, you're not going to get to a place of solid ground mentally, emotionally, and regulate your hormones, because the reality of transformation or liminal spaces is that there is no hormone regulation in those spaces. It's like being suspended in midair. You can't feel nothing but the feeling of being suspended in midair. I don't know what to say about that. You can't be grounded in a liminal period. However, as the Black Soul family, Atlanteans, ancient people living in a modern time, we can utilize the energy of goddesses to take us from point A to point B. So just like chaos, we can work with the energy of Pambajira. And once again, these energies are not me. I want to reiterate, double down, triple down. People have been working with these energies for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And it's very important that you, as a normal human being that don't know shit, work with the goddess. What the fuck? It makes literally no sense to be in a world where you don't know anything and have all of these spirits that you could tap into. Don't ask me how to tap into spirits and all of that type of shit, because listen, if you don't clear your mind, it doesn't matter. So start with clearing your mind. Take a pen and a paper and do what's called automatic writing. The thing about it, if I tell you consciously, this is the thing, and I'm going to end this video very shortly. Say, for instance, I write out a meditation for you to follow. And the first steps of the meditation is relax your conscious mind. If I gave you meditation steps, by the time you get to relax your conscious mind, how you going to remember the steps if your conscious mind relaxed? If I give you a step-by-step of a ritual, what the fuck you going to do in the middle of your ritual? Hold a piece of paper and read from the piece of paper? You look like a fucking idiot clown. You don't really mean some shit if you got to read it off of paper. Speak from your heart. operate from your heart. Now, if you can't operate from your heart, activate your kundalini, your sacral, your solar plexus. Naturally, you will operate from unconditional love, but go ahead and skip steps and do shit like that too. That's cool with me. I'm not here to judge. But at the end of the day, do not be in this world not working with deities, getting connected to different energies so you can understand things. So when you look at goddesses, these is just like websites, right? But your soul is the computer, okay? Your soul is allowing you to connect to the energy. But once you are able to connect to the energy, then when you get to a website and you find some particular energy that you like, guess what you do, family? You download. Now, what do people call it when they have spiritual information that is received by them? A download, okay? So how the fuck I'm gonna tell you what download you gonna get from Pambajira? I literally can't. You gotta download the information your motherfucking self. Now, we can go back to Venus and Sagittarius, find the meaning in your suffering, or else if that don't happen, nothing else is gonna happen. So, Pambajira timeline. There was an ancestral belief in the awe-inspiring divine mothers that possessed the power of Age, which existed in many African nations. So I just want to show y'all awe-inspiring divine mothers. So when you talk about Pambajira from an ancient point of view, she is a divine mother. Okay? In the Middle Ages, they was witches, brujas. Traditional Africa might be root workers, things like that. And then I don't know why they don't have the real history in here, but I just wanted to show y'all just one word, right? I'm not about to read this whole article because I was doing a short video. You can for sure look for it. I literally just Google search Pambajira and liminal, right? Because that's what I want to kind of fixate on, because we all are suspended in mid-air. So you want to land correctly. What do I mean by suspended in mid-air? I mean, we're talking about Sagittarius, Venus and Sagittarius. What do you do with an arrow? You project the arrow. What is the arrow doing? It's just in mid-air. So what is the point? You got to know what the fuck your target is with this energy. Hard to figure out your target. Hard to figure out what you want to do in life if you're feeling salty, right? So don't be salty. Figure out what you're doing with this, what you're doing in this matrix. As a liminal being, part excellence, Pambajira is strongly connected to the marginality, ambiguity, sacred powers, transformation, and transmutation of matter. From passage of life to death and vice versa, she may accompany by many symbols of death. Pambagira's favorite dwelling places are crossworlds and cemeteries. The liminality of this figure is both spatial and temporal. She is often linked to the outskirts in the transition between day and night. So what does liminality mean for those who went to public schools such as myself? In anthropology, liminality is a threshold, is the quality of ambiguity and disorientation that occurs in the middle stage of a rite of passage. So if you are suspended in midair, you're not supposed to say, this is how things are going to be, so let me feel bad, I'm suspended in midair. No, nigga. You are transforming into something, and this is the transformation stage, right? This is a better example of liminality. What no longer was, liminal is where we are at, where we're going. We're not there yet, all right? no longer where we think we're at. This is where we're at now, and we're not here yet. Liminal is this space right here, and this is the space where you need the goddess the most, where you don't know where you know you too far away from home, and you ain't all the way at your destination yet. Be guided, be assured, do some spiritual work today, and don't be no punk ass bitch. You feel me? Do not be a punk ass bitch. And yeah, y'all have a great and wonderful day. I just need to do that quick little video on Venus square Neptune. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and make sure y'all work with some form of the goddess. It is Friday too, huh? That's interesting. Today is the day of the goddess too, so that's interesting. This is Venus's day. I didn't even think about it till just now. So that's how spirit work. 30 minutes. That's exactly how long I want this video to be. I will catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.